ready to rumble.
Bring
Week number 4 of high school football here in the state of Indiana, and it brings us to Clinton Prairie High School tonight as the Gophers play host to the Trojans of Tri-Central in a Hoosier Heartland Conference showdown. Tonight's game is brought to you by Eagles 976 tonight, which is by Eagles Frankfurt Eagles 976. They are the people helping people. By Day and Genda Funeral Home. The Day and Genda Funeral Home are proud supporters of high school athletics in Clinton and Carroll County. By Healthy Communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. And by Mulberry Telecommunications. Mintel Fiber Services offer the best gig in town. Alongside Chris Walker, I'm Kurt Darling. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight at Clinton Prairie. Chris, good to be with you here as well. A heck of a matchup here in the Hoosier Heartland Conference. Needless to say, these two teams looking to do battle here to try and keep going here. Of course, Clinton Prairie looking to try and stay undefeated this season.
Yeah, Clinton Prairie is playing some really good football right now. They're looking to stay undefeated. See what Stephen Mackey and Mr. Seth Whitlock can do tonight.
Indeed, of course, Seth Whitlock is our player to watch tonight, brought to you by world-famous South Fork Restaurant, looking for who's cooking in Clinton Prairie. Seth Whitlock, a heck of a running back so far this season, leading the team in rushing for Clinton Prairie, 237 yards on the ground, averaging 5.5 yards per carry. But he is only one player of several that really get the ball in the running game for this Gopher offense.
Yeah, they really like to run the ball. Not only is it Whitlock, you got Jarbo in there that does a lot of damage. Mackey does his share of damage as well, so it's going to be a running attack that is going to be really tough for the Trojans to stop.
So the coin toss has been conducted, and it looks like Tri-Central is going to win the toss but defer to the second half, so it will be Clinton Prairie getting the ball first here in this contest. Of course, the officials conducting that coin toss are Brad Prather, Scott Atwood, David Simpson, Mario Tobar, and John Meelan. Tonight's officials are presented by Aaron's Flooring, offering luxury vinyl plank, carpet in its installation, and more. Visit Aaron Flooring LLC.com for more information or call 765-601-4145. 4-5. Today's pregame show brought to you by Healthy Communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. Well, Chris, what are some things you're looking for here tonight as we get going into this contest?
Well, with Prairie getting the ball first, I want to see how quickly their offense gets up and rolling here. That'll be, they've scored a lot of points so far this season, and I'm just interested to see if they get on the board and ready to rock and roll right away here.
The head coach for Tri-Central is Shane Arnold. He is in his 6th season at the helm of the Trojans. He is 22-33 in his time at Tri-Central. Meanwhile, it is Kurt Schlicker, who is the head coach of the Clinton Prairie Gophers. His 5th year overall as a head coach, but only his 2nd so far here at Clinton Prairie. So we're getting set to go here. These two teams, again, looking for another solid win here tonight. Tri-Central coming off of a loss to Sheridan just a week ago. That was a 28-0 loss to Sheridan and head coach Bud Wright over there. Meanwhile, Clinton Prairie, they are 3-0 on the year. They are coming off of a shellacking on the road at Clinton Central. They won that one 48-6. They are averaging 45 points per contest. That is certainly a tall task for the Trojans of Tri-Central coming into this one.
Yeah, just when you're averaging 45 points a game, if you're Tri-Central, you're trying to get them off the field. Find a way to get off the field, get your offense on the field to try to just wind down that clock.
So the officials getting their house in order right now as they get some personnel onto the field. A little bit of a delay to start this contest here, as kicking the ball away here will be Augie Mueller here for Tri-Central, the junior, handling the kicking duties tonight for the Trojans. We're set to go here. It is a cloudy and slightly chilly night here, but still kind of humid. We're getting close to fall, to say the least here, getting close to football weather here, Chris.
Yes, we are. My kind of weather, baby.
So Mueller puts his foot into it, and it is going to be taken right around the 10-yard line by Wilson here for Clinton Prairie, and he gets it back across the 35-yard line to get things going here in this one.
Good return there by Jacob Wilson, right up the gut. Picks up some good yardage. You're going to start right around the 36-yard line.
So the Gophers are led by Stephen Mackey here, the senior quarterback, with only 15 throws all season so far, 246 yards through the air. Again, just indicative of how much they run the ball here. The Gophers with 643 yards total on the ground so far this season. And so Mackey with his crowded backfield with him. And on the designed keeper, Mackey is just going to go right to the line of scrimmage and go nowhere, and that'll be no gain on the play.
It's great penetration by that Trojans front defensive line there. They got really got in the backfield there, didn't give Mackey any opportunity to get anywhere. Some big boys on that D-line for Central.
Of course, anchored by number 67, Tate Straben.
That is a big boy.
Who's one of their leading tacklers so far this season. Man in motion on the pitch. This time they're going to send it to Jarbo. And again, he is stuffed right along the line of scrimmage. Another no-gain play right there for Clinton Prairie.
That's Aaron Hoback there. He's looks like a linebacker. Kept great outside contain and made a great tackle. Outstanding defense for these first two plays for Tri-Central.
Aaron Hoback, one of the many two-way players for Tri-Central. So far this season, he has 17 total tackles on the year. The second most on the team. Third down here for Mackey. He's going to roll to his right. Avoids the pressure and can't quite get it to his receiver, looking for Kai Jacobs. And Clinton Prairie held 3 and out on their first possession.
I tell you what, if you're Tri-Central, you could not have had a better first 3 plays on defense than what they just did. Now you make sure you get the punt off, field it clean, and get up the field. Outstanding first 3 downs for the Tri-Central Trojans.
So it's punting time now here for the Gophers. And that drive only takes 58 seconds off the clock. So handling the punting duties tonight will be Caden Davis, the 6'3" senior here for Clinton Prairie. And Davis waits a long time to get that ball off. He finally does, and it gets right across midfield to the 48.
There may be a flag on this play. I think that's going to have to be running or rough. That may be roughing the kicker. I don't see a flag.
And it looks like there's no flag on the play, so they will keep playing on here as Tri-Central will get their first possession of the afternoon under their quarterback, Owen Tolley, who is only a sophomore. He has thrown the ball 32 times. And it looks like they did, in fact, throw a flag. And it looked like maybe, and so it's going to be a 15-yard penalty, and it's going to be an automatic first down here for the Gophers.
Yeah, I saw just the reaction of the kicker. I mean, you know, it was close to being blocked, but you didn't get any ball, and you got to call that.
Yep.
That's running directly into the kicker.
That is at least running into the kicker.
Yeah, and that's the roughing variety there. So that gives Clinton Prairie a new set of downs, and that could really destroy the tremendous work this defense did on those first 3 downs.
So the drive continues here for the Gophers off of the roughing the kicker penalty. Mackey back to throw again. He fires over the middle and just a little bit ahead of his wide receiver there, trying to get it to Jacobs.
Yeah, Prairie is a little bit off right now. They haven't been able to find anything positive yet here on offense. Let's see if they can kind of get some opening in this run game. But I'll tell you, with this stout defensive line, it's going to be really tough for Prairie to move these defenders of Tri-Central.
Second down, and now outside this time. And no gain on the play. And so looking for Caden Davis on that throw. It's going to bring up a loss of 3 on the play.
It's been really impressive defense thus far by Tri-Central. Just really impressed at the start, this game plan they've had. They've really locked up this Clinton Prairie offense.
Again, going up against this running juggernaut here of the Gophers, Tri-Central has held their own. On the fake pitch, looking downfield, and just overthrowing his receiver is Mackey. That falls incomplete again, looking for Kai Jacobs.
He was wide open. I mean, if you throw it, get it closer, that's going to be a long game and probably even a touchdown. Yeah, he was running clear. Just overthrew him.
So Clinton Prairie has now run 6 offensive plays, and they have not crossed the line of scrimmage. And this will bring up another 4th down and another punt. So Tri-Central commits the penalty on the punt. They bail themselves out on defense once again.
Yeah, just really good sound defense so far. Now let's watch. I believe it's number 2, Jimmy Rincon. Make sure he doesn't get in there and rough that kicker again.
A much better punt this time coming from Davis. And on the return was Jayton Archer, and he gets stuffed by the special teams unit of Clinton Prairie. So now it will be Tri-Central's first offensive possession inside their own 25.
Kurt, I am really shocked early in this game to see, you know, like you said, I think Prairie's run, 6 offensive plays and lost a total of 3 yards so far,
3 yards.
I believe.
Yep.
That is just an impressive showing from Tri-Central.
And so now hopefully they can turn that into some offense, as well as Owen Tolley comes out under center. Tolley on the delayed handoff. He's actually going to keep it himself this time, and he crosses the line of scrimmage for maybe a gain of 2. Again, Tolley trying to get his rushing stats back. He has actually 20 carries for a total of negative 26 yards coming into this contest. So trying to get back above 0 with that one right there. He gets 2 of those back, and it's 2nd down and 8. Clock continues to roll here. On the pitch this time, the first one goes to Klein, and he gets another 2.
Good tackle there by Colby Richardson, making the play.
Klein, again, one of the pass catching as well as running aficionados for this Tri-Central offense. Klein, 146 yards on the ground on only 8 carries so far this season.
He's on 3rd and 5 here.
Going up the gut and on a delayed pass. It's intercepted by the Gophers, and they're going to go all the way back inside the 15, and that is Jacob Wilson with the INT on defense.
Just a tough play, man. Tolly threw that ball into a lot of traffic there. And as you said, Wilson jumped in there, got himself a pick, and headed the other way.
So a big interception right there for Wilson. And that is his second interception on the evening, or rather on the year, excuse me, his first on the evening. Great field position now here for the Gopher offense. Wilson sent in motion. And the handoff goes to Whitlock for the first time tonight, and he plunges forward for maybe a gain of a couple yards.
Some positive yards there for Clinton Prairie. Let's see if that early turnover now opens things up for Clinton Prairie on offense.
So that's actually a 5-yard gain right there by Whitlock. And now on the sweep up the middle this time. And the Gophers not getting a whole lot of that one.
Yeah, it's just that defensive line of Tri-Central is just, they're menacing. I mean, they're stout, they move quickly. They're just not giving up anything through the middle. You're going to have to go on the outside, I think, to try to get anything going against this defensive line.
No gain on the play. Brings up another 3rd down. The Gophers have had a 3rd down on each series of downs that they've had so far here this evening. Mackey looking towards the end zone, and the back corner caught for a touchdown, and that is Caden Davis on the grab. 10-yard catch right there by Davis, puts the Gophers up top early.
Just a nice throw and catch from Mackey to Davis on the fade route, and just throws it over the cornerback's head. Nothing you can do about it.
So Caden Davis, another big grab. That is his 3rd receiving touchdown this season. And now for the PAT here with 7.5 left to go here in quarter number 1. Snap is down, and the kick is on the way. It is good from Diego Mogel. Back in a moment here on the ISC Sports Network.
Meet Henry. Henry is hip. Henry loves the new Mintel TV streaming app. And check out Helen. With features like Cloud DVR, Restart, and Look Back TV, Helen never misses her favorite shows. And this? Well, this is Bob. Bob can't contain his excitement for the new Mintel TV streaming app. Bob is proving that you actually can teach an old dog new tricks. What do you say, Bob? Does the Mintel TV app get a thumbs up? All right, Bobby-o. Mintel TV, the next generation of awesome, upgrade today.
Frankfurt Eagles 976 has bingo every Wednesday night. Early birds beginning at 6 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 7 p.m. Packets are $25 and includes every game you need to play. They also have Saturday bingo the first Saturday of every month, with early birds starting at 4 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 5 p.m. Big game payouts each game with 3 to 4 chances to win different jackpot games each day. Great for individuals or groups because everyone enjoys winning lots of money. You must be 18 years or older to play.
We're back live here at Clinton Prairie High School here on the ISC Sports Network alongside Chris Walker. I'm Kurt Darling. Well, it was a unique way to get down the field for the Gophers, but they got it done. Off the interception from Wilson sets up a big touchdown pass to Caden Davis.
Yeah, it looked like the early turnover there by the defense helped spark the offense, gave them a little get going, and they had a couple running plays that got some positive yards, and they threw a touchdown pass. So nice job by the Clinton Prairie offense.
And also to put it and how unique that was on that interception, Clinton Prairie only has 12 yards of total offense after flipping the field on that punt and then the interception soon after. So here's the kick. It's going to be taken this time by Klein, and he gets it back across the 30-yard line. So now if you're Tri-Central here, Chris, what are you telling your team here after that opening drive interception?
Let's find a way to have a sustained drive. Let's get a couple first downs. If anything, we want to try to flip the field position here.
That's certainly what Clinton Prairie did to set up that previous touchdown. So once again, Owen Tolley with a crowded backfield behind him.
Levi Osler is a big boy. Holy cow.
Tolley, fake handoff, goes up the gut this time. And it is going to go to Hinkle, the senior. And he gains a couple yards on the play, bringing up second down. Under 7 minutes left to go here in this quarter number one. Pitch this time. And again, it is going to be Hinkle, who goes right up the gut on the pitch and gets across the 40-yard line close to a first down.
Makes for a very manageable third down. You can either run the ball in this play or throw the ball. Gives you plenty of options. Should have your entire play sheet available to you on this third down play.
Also another unique thing, neither team has gotten a first down here in this ball game.
That is interesting.
Clinton Prairie has 7 points without a first down. Tri-Central going to try and get the first down by either team here on this play, and they finally do, getting across the 45 down to the 47. A nice punch up the gut there again by Hinkle.
Well, we talked about Tri-Central goals this possession, getting a couple first downs, trying to flip the field position. I think they have accomplished that thus far. Now you got the ball rolling, keep it going here. Now you're trying to punch the ball in the end zone.
About an 8-yard gain right there, and it's first down here for the Trojans. Tolley gets it to the pitch outside, this time to his running back Klein, and he gets stuffed right at the line of scrimmage, not before he maybe gains a couple yards on the play, and he does.
Still picked up 3 or 4 yards there.
So forward progress will get him across midfield. An excellent defensive play right there by Seth Whitlock for the Gophers.
Big second down play here.
So call it a gain of 3. And Tri-Central in plus territory for the first time this evening. On the delayed handoff.
Oh, good play there.
And a big tackle in the backfield right there for Clinton Prairie.
It's Levi Osler. Talked about him earlier. He's a presence.
Levi Osler with 9 tackles for loss this season coming into the game. That is number 10
I was gonna say,
for a loss of 2.
Add another one to the ledger for him. And I have a feeling that's not going to be his last one of the day.
And Levi Osler has certainly made his presence known elsewhere. He has 2.5 sacks on the year. And it'll bring up third down and long. Back on their own side of the field is Tri-Central. And again, big penetration, but still they're able to get around it. Hinkle gets a first down into the second level and can't quite get to the end zone. A big tackle made there by the Gophers. And that is Braxton Nail on the touchdown-saving tackle, but still a scamper of about 47 yards brings up first down and goal here for the Trojans.
Nice little option play, and Hinkle just about takes the distance, but nice hustle by Clinton Prairie there to give themselves a chance to keep Tri-Central out of the end zone. Let's see if Tri-Central can punch this ball in the end zone here.
Tri-Central is starved for a touchdown. They have not scored since they went on the road at West Dell back on August 25th when they won that game 26-6. They were shut out by Sheridan the next weekend.
I don't understand. Their offense looks really good.
It certainly looks good right now as Hinkle plunges right up the gut. He's into the end zone, and that is a Tri-Central touchdown. They look to even it up here considering the point after touchdown.
Really impressive drive there by the Tri-Central Trojans.
Gatlin Hinkle, the big runner, setting up that touchdown, and he gets another one. And that is Hinkle's first rushing touchdown of the season. Mueller puts it through the uprights, and it is good. Back in a moment, 7-7 here on the ISC Sports Network.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Hey there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
Derek, do you know what we do not have in common with Ted Lasso?
What's that, Jake?
We made it beyond 3 seasons.
Oh, we're going to make it like 30, 40, 50 seasons. As long as your heart holds out, that is. Query and Schultz every Tuesday night. You can watch it right here on the ISC Sports Network, on our YouTube channel, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, X, podcast, whatever it is. Just call it whatever you want.
Twitter doesn't exist.
Just make sure Tuesday nights, Query and Schultz, 7:30, all season long right here on the ISC Sports Network.
We outlasted Twitter.
We did.
Frankfort Eagles 976, serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfort Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more.
Back live here as Clinton Prairie allows Tri-Central to even the score here off of a big run from Hinkle. But here is Wilson with a decent return off the kickoff, and they get back to the 37-yard line. Tonight's game is brought to you by Frankfort Eagles 976, serving the community since 1905 with over 900 members locally. Frankfort Eagles offers something for everyone. For more information on who they are and what they do, visit f.o.e.com or stop by Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street in Frankfort. Alongside Chris Walker, I'm Kurt Darling. Well, Chris, Clinton Prairie, they find themselves in a position where they have to come back up here after Tri-Central leaving the score.
Yeah, as we talked about, Kurt, I've been really impressed with this Tri-Central team thus far. Let's see if Clinton Prairie can answer.
Mackey on the handoff to his fullback, that is Whitlock, and he plunges forward for maybe a gain of 3.
Positive yards there, but again, that defensive line is really penetrating well. They're getting the ball carriers right away.
The defense has been stout here for Tri-Central. That is Clinton Prairie's only their second play for positive yards on the ground through these first 10 minutes of the ball game.
Got to watch one of these play-action passes is getting a guy open over the middle.
Hard count as the Gophers kind of toying with the front line here of Tri-Central. Handoff again goes up the gut to Whitlock, and on a second effort, he's able to punch forward, but they call him down for about a 2-yard gain across the 40.
About 3rd down and 4 or 5, probably 4.5. The way Clinton Prairie's been running the ball, I would expect him to throw the ball on this down here.
Again, Clinton Prairie doesn't throw the ball much, but they have already put 5 passes in the air for 7 yards. The only completion tonight, the touchdown to Davis. Here's Mackey, again on the handoff to Whitlock, and he's able to meander his way forward and keep his legs moving out across the 45 to get the first down.
Just a really good job there by Seth Whitlock, not giving up on the initial contact. He kept kept his legs churning, and he was able to get that second life and get the first down.
Gain of
Big-time
7.
First down.
A gain of 7, the longest run of the night for Clinton Prairie thus far. As we tick into the final 90 seconds. Mackey outside this time to his receiver. That is Jarbo, and he gets across midfield. There'll be a 5-yard gain across midfield as the Gophers starting to get a little bit of rhythm on offense
They
now.
are. It's the first time we've seen Jarbo today. It looks like he's a little shaken up there. He's trying to walk it off.
And Jarbo's going to remain in the game for the time being. Jarbo and Jacobs, the sophomore duo at wideout here for the Gophers. They have certainly made their impact early on in their career. Delayed handoff again to Whitlock. He has an opening, gets into the second level, stays on his feet only for a moment. The shoestring tackle there gets him down at the 20-yard line, but that was a touchdown-saving tackle there by Rincon of Tri-Central.
You're really starting to see some things open up now for Clinton Prairie. Running the ball really well. It's right back through the gut there. Nice job there by Seth Whitlock.
33-yard gain by Whitlock, and that is a big first down right there for the Gophers as the clock starts to wind down here in quarter number 1. Here's Mackey. Shuffles it outside to Whitlock. He turns it upfield. Gets down inside the 15, close to a first down. And that will take us to the end of quarter number 1. Tonight's game is brought to you by Day and Genda Funeral Home, where they believe in putting family first. As active members of the community, they know that when dealing with a loss, seeing a familiar face and being treated like family is important. Day and Genda Funeral Home will serve your family in a unique and loving way and to be the family you need. For more information about the services that Day and Genda Funeral Home offers, please visit dayandgenda.com. Back in a moment, 7-7 right here on the ISC Sports Network.
Frankfurt Eagles 976, serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfurt Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more information on who we are and what we do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfurt Eagles at 408 North Main Street, Frankfurt, Indiana.
It is a 7-7 ball game here on the ISC Sports Network. We are at Clinton Prairie High School, where they're hosting the Tri-Central Trojans, and we're knotted up at 7 apiece. Alongside Chris Walker, I'm Kurt Darling. Well, Chris, needless to say, the Tri-Central defense has really come to play here in this first half.
Yes, interesting first quarter. Tri-Central took the ball length of the field and got a big touchdown, really ran the ball well. They started out, their defense was really stout. We saw Clinton Prairie get an interception, and that kind of sparked their offense, and now you're seeing Clinton Prairie really start to run the ball well, opening things up, and they're playing some good offense right now.
Seth Whitlock, the one in particular who's really getting that running game going. He has had the bulk of the carries on this possession in particular. That one run in also 33 yards that has gotten them into the red zone here.
Yeah, Seth Whitlock's kind of got that bowling ball factor to him, man. He's hard to bring down. You know, he gets touched early in the backfield and he doesn't go down on that first time, so he's always running after contact. So he's looked really impressive thus far.
Again, Clinton Prairie trying to build something on this season in a very competitive Hoosier Heartland Conference, led right now by the Carroll Cougars, who are taking on Delphi at the moment in the Bacon Skillet game. We'll get on more on the conference here in just a little bit here as Whitlock again on the call, and he goes hardly anywhere, maybe gains a yard on the play.
Nice play there by Jimmy Rincon to make sure he doesn't get out of there that time.
And so no gain on that play. But in the conference this year, you have teams like Carroll and Clinton Prairie at the top of the conference for the moment, but also Sheridan, who won the conference a season ago. Of course, they beat Clinton Prairie just last week. Or rather, they beat Tri-Central, just last week. Clinton Prairie will have a date with them later on this year. You get a flag on the play here as...
It's going to have to be a legal procedure or something like that.
And that's going to be the call, so that'll be the first penalty of the evening on Clinton Prairie, and that'll back them up 5 yards. Penalties have been scarce, though, in this contest. The only other one was the roughing the kicker penalty against Tri-Central midway through the first quarter.
Yeah, and that one proved not to hurt him, but you don't want to have those 15-yard variety penalties, that's for sure.
Clock continues to roll here, as is indicative of a primarily running team. Here is the pitch outside to Whitlock, and he gets stuffed in the backfield. On the initial hit there was Jonathan DeWeese for Tri-Central. No gain on the play.
Yeah, those are going to be really tough plays when you do those, a pitch out of the shotgun against a defense that penetrates as well as the Tri-Central defense does. That's going to be a really hard play to get any positive gain on.
So this is an interesting fourth down right here. Again, there's no field goal kicking to speak of here for Clinton Prairie, so it looks like their only option is to go for it here deep in Tri-Central territory. 4th down and 8.
Got to imagine they're going to be passing the ball here.
And indeed they do. Mackey gets shuffled out. Wow. He fumbles the ball, and Tri-Central appears to have recovered it. And indeed they have. On the fumble recovery was Patrick Kinney for Tri-Central. A big turnover right there keeps this thing a 7-7 ball game.
Kurt, you know, we're still really early in this game. But as I watch what's taking place so far, I am really struggling, having a hard time understanding how Tri-Central is 1-2. I'm serious. I mean, unless they played the 85 Bears and, you know, the 2000 Ravens, I'm not sure.
Well, they played a very good Madison Grant team to start this season off. That was a 58-27 loss. And then they go to Westdell and win that one. Again, as the call goes up the middle, this time on the run for Tri-Central, maybe a gain of a yard on the play. There on the call was Klein. But then, after that, Chris, they go against the defending conference champion in Sheridan, and they go and they play them at home, and they lose 28-0. Of course, Bud Wright always has a really good squad from Sheridan.
Of course. I just like how they're built. I mean, they're really physical on both lines of scrimmage. And that, you know, when you're set up that way in football, that normally leads to a lot of success.
Of course, previously having talked with both coaches in games that I've called before, it's always about winning the line of scrimmage. And that's certainly how you do it right there with that particular play. A big stop in the backfield by Colby Richardson of Clinton Prairie.
Really nice play there by Mr. Richardson. He makes sure nothing's happening on that play.
And it looks like they're saying forward progress got him back to the line of scrimmage, so it's not a tackle for loss, but it is no gain, 3rd down and 7. Hand off to the outside. And on the delayed pitch, actually, to the outside. And it was Tolley on the keeper. And instead, he gets stuffed in the backfield and a loss of 1.
You're starting to see some of this athleticism on the Clinton Prairie defensive line. And like I mentioned before, Levi Osler, you know, it's as a offensive staff going against him, you struggle with the concept, do you run right at him or do you try to run away from him? And I'm not sure which one is your better option, because when you run right at him, he's so stout he can hold up the guy's trying to block him and gets really good penetration. But when you run after him, he's so athletic, he gets to you.
So a good punt here takes a Clinton Prairie bounce back across midfield, and it is going to be down right at midfield. And that is where the Gophers will start off their next possession.
This is a big possession here for the Clinton Prairie Gophers. They need to really kind of reestablish that offense to try to get this ball in the end zone.
Clinton Prairie trying to keep building on a good foundation that they clearly have here based on the performance they've had so far. They went 5-5 a season ago. They lost their last 3 games in a row before losing to Park Tudor in the sectional opener. But they ran into the Carroll juggernaut as well as Eastern Greentown, both of those on the road a season ago, to finish 5-5 on the year. Here's Whitlock. Again, that bowling ball mentality, as you mentioned there, Chris Walker. He gets 4 yards out of that one.
Yeah, Jonathan DeWeese was in there, and I think he grabbed him behind the line of scrimmage, but again, the bowling ball just kept rolling, and he was able to make something positive out of that.
Officially a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7.
Seen a lot of good sportsmanship out on this field tonight.
These two teams are very familiar with each other, as a big drop right there taken by Jarbo, the sophomore. He had a little bit of open space in front of him, but unfortunately he drops that one for an incompletion.
He really did. You're just watching the replay. You can see him look up. He's kind of looking upfield before he secures that ball, and that's what will happen when you don't follow that ball all the way in with your eyes.
It's the 7th pass that Clinton Prairie has taken so far this evening. And that's coming into this game. They'd only thrown the ball 15 times all year, so they are really going to the air a lot more this time, and they get some success now as it goes outside and all the way to the end zone. Kai Jacobs for the Gopher touchdown. 47 yards through the air, the longest passing play of the season by the Gophers. Nets yet another touchdown.
Just good play there by Kai Jacobs. He eludes the first tackler, and he just used his speed to get all the way to the end zone.
And so on for the PAT again, Diego Mogel. And the snap is down, and it is through the uprights. Let's take a look at this replay again here, Chris. A heck of a pass here from Mackey.
Yeah, Mackey just hits Kai Jacobs on the hitch route, and Kai just turns the outside, makes the first tackler miss the cornerback there, and he's able to beat the rest of the team in the end zone with a nice touchdown pass.
That Gopher touchdown brought to you by Healthy Communities of Clinton County. The coalition is committed to reducing the risk factors contributing to chronic disease, including health disparities, by decreasing stigma and encouraging policy, system, and environmental changes. The vision of Healthy Communities is to make the healthy choice the easy choice. For more information, visit healthyclintoncounty.org. Once again, alongside Chris Walker, I'm Kurt Darling. And Chris, this is a primarily running team here for Clinton Prairie, but they're really trying to get the passing game going tonight, and plays like that really help.
Yeah, that's what's kind of opened it up for them. I mean, Tri-Central's done a really good job defending the run thus far, and so the pass has gotten them that last drive. So now, like we said for Clinton Prairie last possession, same thing goes for Tri-Central. They really need to have a long, sustained drive here on offense. Give their defense a break and maybe even get a few first downs and hopefully push them on the end zone.
To kind of add some perspective to how things have shifted a little bit here for Clinton Prairie, they had 13 rushing touchdowns coming into the night, only 4 through the air. They have 2 passing touchdowns tonight and none on the ground.
Yeah, it's been not what we expected, right? It just has not been as expected so far.
So can the Tri-Central offense answer? We'll find out in a matter of moments here, as Hinkle will take the kick back to about the 33-yard line. And Gatlin Hinkle, he was the spark that really got that first drive going for Tri-Central. Probably want to see a heavy dose of him coming here to this drive.
Yeah, you got to get him in some open spaces, let him try to roam around and pick up some positive yardage here.
Again, Hinkle was the second leading rusher coming into the night for Tri-Central, behind Klein, who had 146 yards, only on 8 carries coming in, but Hinkle gets the bulk of the carries. He had 35 carries coming into the night. So he is their downhill go-to back on the ground on a regular basis. And again, they go to Hinkle. But also, again, he is stuffed right at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Yeah, Tri-Central's really got kind of a bunched offensive formation, really not spreading out the field there, making it easier, in my opinion, for Clinton Prairie to defend them.
Hunter Haynes in on the tackle there for Clinton Prairie. So Tri-Central also trying to get back up from where they once were. They haven't won a sectional title since 2014, and they last won a regional championship back in 2013. Passing for the first time since the interception at the beginning of the game, and
nice
a big
ball.
catch downfield. What a grab by Aaron Hoback in coverage, and the Trojans are in business in plus territory.
It's a great throw there by Owen Tolley. He puts that ball right in the breadbasket of Hoback for a nice gain. That's a big play that Tri-Central needed.
62 yards to Hoback. Keeps the drive going here for Tri-Central.
Hoback's got really good size. That'd be something I try to utilize more often.
That's only the second pass they've had tonight, Tri-Central. Their first one was the interception that set up the first touchdown for Clinton Prairie. So Owen Tolley getting going through the air now, but they stay on the ground again with Hinkle as they try to nickel and dime it down the field. He maybe gains a yard on the play and a flag after the play was over.
And that's a late flag, so that's... You'd have to imagine that may be some kind of, looks like he's signaling hold.
So it looks like we'll have a holding penalty here against Tri-Central. So the holding call goes against Tri-Central. That will back them up 10 yards. Tonight's game is brought to you by Aaron's Flooring, which offers you luxury vinyl plank, carpet installation, and more. Visit aaronsflooringllc.com for more information or by calling 765-601-4145 for a free quote.
It's an interesting call. You normally don't see holding called that late in the play.
That was after pretty much the play was all said and done.
Yeah.
And so the ball now on the 42-yard line here for Tri-Central. Hinkle tries to turn it upfield, but he is immediately met at the line of scrimmage by the tandem from Clinton Prairie of Hunter Haynes as well as Levi Osler. He gets another tackle for loss.
Yeah, just really impressive. They are Prairie's defensive line isn't as stout as Tri-Central's, but they are quick, man. They get to the football really fast. It's a big second down here for Tri-Central. They got to get a nice chunk of yardage on this play to make third down manageable here.
They had a lot of momentum off of that big pass catch, but now it has seemingly stalled as they fumble the handoff, and it's recovered by the Gophers, and the catalyst for that, Hunter Haynes, who just darted right through the middle of the line to interrupt that handoff and force another Tri-Central turnover.
Yeah, when you have a linebacker getting to the quarterback as he's handing the ball off, that normally happens. That's a heck of a play there by Hunter Haynes, and he calls that play. He made it all happen right there.
Whitlock with the official fumble recovery right there. Again, Whitlock, the running back who also plays linebacker on this defense here for Clinton Prairie. And the Gophers take over at their own 46.
Kurt, this is the time in the game when you like to see an offense take a shot down the field.
Mackey takes a much shorter, and they actually flicker it back again. A nice design trick play. Down the field he goes. What a play there by Braden Jarbo. He takes it to the house. Well, you wanted a shot downfield. I guess that still kind of counts.
Yeah, it does. It's kind of a flea flicker. You normally don't see these till late in the game, trying to run some kind of trick play, but you can see it set up, and it was wide open. Very well executed. Long touchdown for the Clinton Prairie Gophers.
That goes down as a 54-yard passing play. It was caught and then flicked back to Jarbo. 54 yards to the house, and Jarbo gets another Clinton Prairie touchdown. We're going to have to catch our breath after that one here, Chris. Back in a moment here on the ISC Sports Network.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardennes
Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable!
Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die.
Inconceivable!
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable!
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at our Dente Dental.
Many communities in rural America are often overlooked as underserved. These communities are being left behind due to lack of internet and access to state-of-the-art technology. That's why Mulberry Telecommunications provides rural broadband services and technology and is growing their presence in north central Indiana. Because every community deserves infrastructure and beyond. To learn more, contact us today.
Well, some trickeration gets the Clinton Prairie Gophers up 2 scores here on Tri-Central, alongside Chris Walker. I'm Kurt Darling. Let's take a look at this again here, Chris.
Yeah, just a pass. He throws it out to number 11, Caden Davis. He pitches it back to number 4, Mr. Braden Jarbo, and he just takes the rest of the way. Just a really well-executed play. Like I said, you normally don't see those kind of plays this early in the game. But, hey, Clinton Prairie felt like they needed to open it up a little bit, and they did that, and it worked.
Perfectly timed as well, as Clinton Prairie really puts a gun punch there to Tri-Central, and now the Trojans have to answer, as on the catch, Arnold stumbles as he gets back across the 30-yard line.
And there's Hunter Haynes to tackle.
And Hunter Haynes has been all over the page here this evening. He already is the leading tackler so far here tonight, unofficially by my stat sheet here for Clinton Prairie. And as you mentioned, Chris, he's quick. Maybe not big, but quick.
Yeah, I think Hunter Haynes, Colby Richardson, number 2, and, of course, number 62, Levi Osler, have been problems on that defensive line.
And Clinton Prairie dominates the regular season series between these two teams. They are up 18 games to 9 in the all-time series dating back to 1994. Of course, the last time these two teams played during the regular season a season ago, it was a 54-28 win for Clinton Prairie.
A lot of points scored. And we also saw there was a penalty on that kick return there. It pushes Tri-Central back even further. Don't need that right now.
So penalties have been a little bit of a thorn in the side here of Tri-Central. They already have 3 on the night. And another fumble, and it's going to be recovered by, guess who? Hunter Haynes. He has a forced fumble tonight and now a fumble recovery, and that is a horribly timed turnover right there for Tri-Central.
Yeah, that's just really, you have that play happen right after the flag that pushes you back even further. Just a tough couple of plays there for Tri-Central. Now if you're Tri-Central, you got to find a way to get a turnover yourself right here. You got to get off the field right now.
The Gopher defensive line has been irritating, to say the least, for Tri-Central, and a timeout has been taken here by Tri-Central. So while we have a moment, tonight's broadcast brought to you by Mulberry Telecommunications. Let us be the first to welcome you to the Fiberhood. Mintel Fiber Optic Services offer super fast, reliable internet with gigabit speeds, streaming TV packages, and voice solutions. Sign up today at www.mintel.net. That's MINTEL.net, or call 765-296-2885 for more information.
Kurt, I really like that timeout call there by Tri-Central. I call that a basketball timeout. It's like one of those timeouts in basketball where a team goes on like kind of an 8-0, 10-0 run on you. Coach calls a timeout, and it's not a very nice, friendly conversation when you come over to the sidelines. I think the coaches were getting after their team right now. So let's see if that sparks Tri-Central, helps them get off the field here.
Clinton Prairie is certainly on a run on that note. They've scored 14 unanswered points. And they're looking to make it 21 unanswered right here as they threaten inside the Trojan red zone. Mackey going to dive up the gut on the sneak, and he follows his blockers, maybe gaining about 3 or 4 yards before he's pushed back.
That's a good gain on first down there for Mackey.
Second down and goal here for the Gophers. Again, following that big O-line, made up of players like Landon Leitzman as well as Keaton Williams and Levi Osler.
It's like a little confusion on this second down play here.
As the play clock is winding down here, inside of 4 minutes left to go here in quarter number 2. Mackey gives it up to his running back, Jarbo. He's looking for his second touchdown of the night, but he gets no gain on that play.
Good play there. Jimmy Rincon, who have called his name several times tonight, was the first one in there on the stop for Tri-Central.
Rincon has been a little bit everywhere tonight. He has a forced fumble as well as a shoestring saving touchdown tackle right there on the previous possession here earlier on in this second quarter. Of course, Clinton Prairie would go on to score on that drive, but nevertheless, it was a heck of an effort.
You see Jimmy Rincon's really animated out there, imploring his team to step up and make a stop here.
And now a timeout going to be taken by Clinton Prairie, as they can't quite get the personnel right on their offensive possession. We'll take a timeout with them. Back in a moment, 21-7, Clinton Prairie on top here on the ISC Sports Network.
Still on his feet. Stevens lunges. Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County.
Unbelievable. Touchdown.
Living up to that last name. Wabash has the lead for the first time today. Said that was going to be a highlight reel. Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
Welcome back here on the ISC Sports Network alongside Chris Walker. I'm Kurt Darling. And Chris, once again, Clinton Prairie threatening again in the Tri-Central red zone here as they've gone on, as you said, they've gone on a run right now.
Well, you have to assume that this is 4-down territory. I don't think you'd be trying to kick a field goal here. You got 2 plays to get 6 yards. Let's see if they can push it in the end zone.
So Mackey going to go in the gun this time with Davis in the backfield with him. Mackey going to go on the design keeper, goes right up the middle, and he's in, standing up for a Clinton Prairie touchdown.
Just an option play there, and Mackey decides to keep the ball himself, takes it in for the touchdown.
So a quick 6-yard scamper there by Mackey results in another touchdown. Mackey has accounted for all 4 touchdowns here this evening, 3 through the air, and that is the first rushing touchdown of the evening.
We knew he was a good player coming in, and he's showing just that so far in this game.
So the PAT is up, and it is good off of the foot from Diego Mogel. Here's a look at it again.
You see Davis, he's got Davis available for the pitch if he needs it, but he tucks it away and runs right up the middle for the touchdown. Nicely done.
That's Mackey's 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. He came into the matchup this evening with 9 carries for 122 yards on the ground. He adds a little bit to that right there. And now if you're Tri-Central, you came out swinging early on, but Clinton Prairie has really figured out how to handle the attack there for Tri-Central.
Yeah, you got to figure out, get something going here, because we're starting to hear this Minnesota Golden Gopher / Clinton Prairie Gophers fight song quite a bit, man. Got to stop that.
You got to love the Gopher correlation right there.
That's right.
Of course, Clinton Prairie, not the Golden Gophers, more of a red and black Gopher to say the least. But
that's right.
And now the Tri-Central Trojans, they really are in a desperate spot here as they try to keep pace here with the Gophers getting close to halftime.
Yeah, this game has really changed. 28-7 now. Now you try Central. You got to try to keep the ball for the remainder of the half, right? Do something positive, keep the ball for the remainder of the half. You cannot let Clinton Prairie get this ball again.
Already 3 turnovers tonight in this first half here for Tri-Central. 2 of them fumbles, 1 of them an interception. And here is Hinkle once again. Hinkle tries to meander up the sideline. A good return out past the 40-yard line. That is certainly a good start to try and get an answer going into halftime.
Great return by Hinkle there. Now you need to use that momentum and keep things rolling.
The Trojans have only 1 completion on 2 throws so far tonight. 1 an interception. The other was a 62-yard grab by Aaron Hoback. But that has been the extent of the passing game here for Tri-Central tonight. With that in mind here, Chris, they haven't really been able to get much going on the ground here for the last quarter. Do you go back to the air here?
I do. I mean, you have 2 timeouts left, 2 minutes and 53 seconds left. Plenty of time to work where you are on the field with 2 timeouts. See if you can throw the ball down the field.
Hinkle in motion. He gets the pitch. He tries to turn the corner. Here's a good play out past the 50. Down the sideline he goes. Can Hinkle outrun the secondary? No, he cannot, but still stays on his feet inside the 5-yard line. There's the spark you're looking for right there from Hinkle.
Well, I mean, sometimes you don't have to pass the ball to get a long game like that. You throw a pitch outside, you get great blocking on the outside, and Hinkle's able to turn it upfield. And, man, that's just a great first down gain. And that's, if you're Tri-Central, that makes you feel a lot better going into this, second half. But again, you got to finish the drive, punch the ball in the end zone.
Longest run of the night by either team, 57 yards on that scamper by Gatlin Hinkle. And now Tri-Central threatening to try and cut into this Clinton Prairie lead after they have scored 21 unanswered.
The thing is, you got to be careful here. You almost don't want to score too early, right? You don't want to give Clinton Prairie another chance to get down the field.
And now a timeout taken here by Tri-Central, it appears. So 2:15 left to go here in quarter number 2. And if your head coach Shane Arnold right now here for Tri-Central, what are you telling your team here? Because this is a crucial opportunity you have getting close to half.
I was talking about not worrying about scoring too early. At this point in the game, you can't worry about that. If you're Tri-Central, you're trying to get 6 points here, no matter what. I don't care if it comes to this play, the next play. Get your 6 points, feel good about yourself, then go play defense if you have to.
And the defense has certainly been good for Tri-Central in spite of what the score indicates. Clinton Prairie has just really gotten into a rhythm on offense. But Tri-Central, they came out swinging early on. They stuffed Clinton Prairie on several attempts to get a first down. In fact, Clinton Prairie didn't get a first down until 10 minutes into the ball game.
Which is so strange, right?
So it's first down and goal here for Tri-Central.
Let's see if Clinton Prairie tries to use some timeouts here, if they can get a stop.
Going up the gut, and are they into the end zone? It appears that they are. Touchdown here for the Trojans on the carry. Jacob Klein with a much-needed touchdown right there for Tri-Central. Klein with his 3rd rushing touchdown on that carry. And he has certainly had a quiet night, all things considered, even though he is the leading rusher on the team this year.
Tri-Central needed that in the worst way. It's a big-time drive by them.
That was a 4-yard touchdown run right there by Jacob Klein. And it's a blocked PAT by the Gophers special teams unit, and that was Jacob Wilson in on the initial hit, also with some help from Braden Jarbo. Heck of a special teams play right there.
Kurt, I am really interested to see how Clinton Prairie is going to attack this last 2 minutes and 10 seconds in this first half.
We'll take a look at these plays here again, because that was the touchdown by Tri-Central, again up the gut by Klein, but then look at this penetration.
Wow. That may have been blocked by Tri-Central. It may have been the butt block, you want to call that. Right? I mean, that was such good penetration by Clinton Prairie.
On second look,
yeah, it looked like
there was penetration by the Gophers, but needless to say, it looks like the kick didn't quite get enough height to get there.
Yeah, that's the old Mark Sanchez New York Jets block there, man. Oh, man.
So all things considered, still, Tri-Central, they get 6 points out of that in spite of the blocked PAT.
Yeah, they're not going away. I love the fight in this Tri-Central Trojan group. These guys are continuing the battle. Now if they can just only keep from giving up the big play on defense, they will give themselves a chance to get even closer in this game.
Of course, that sentiment could go both ways for
Correct.
these squads. They
Correct.
have both given up big plays, and
Oh
here
my
is
gosh.
another
Here
big
we
play
go.
right here
Here we
on the
go.
touchdown, on the kickoff return for a touchdown. Kai Jacobs goes 90 yards to the house.
Well, as I was saying, try to avoid giving up the big play. Guess they didn't hear me. He gave up a kickoff return there. Kai James catches the ball and goes right through the gut. Goes pretty much untouched.
Let's take a look at this again.
Touchdown.
Much shorter than 90 yards, excuse me, but still about 75 yards on this kickoff return for a touchdown by Kai Jacobs. What a play there by the sophomore.
Really good special teams play there by Clinton Prairie. Man, that is real. That just really kicks you right in the gut there if you're a Tri-Central fan.
35 points put up in this first half. 21 points combined scored by both teams in the last 3 minutes.
All I can do is laugh at that, Kurt. I mean, it was kind of slow for a while, and then you're getting all this offense, in the last 3 minutes. Just football is a crazy game.
Heck of a play right there by Jacobs. That is his first kickoff return for a touchdown this season. In fact, the first kickoff return for a touchdown by any player from the Gophers this season. And it comes, again, at a pretty opportune time. Tri-Central punches back with a touchdown, and Clinton Prairie, unfazed, gets right back at it.
Yeah, they really did. They didn't even waste time. They didn't even allow their offense to get on the field to try to punch back. They said, we're going to do this on special teams. Now let's see how Tri-Central responds.
Certainly it'll be tough to respond to that one right there if you're Tri-Central, because obviously there's the physical aspect of this, but now that's certainly pretty demoralizing as far as a mental state of the game right there here late in the first half.
Yeah, that just takes the wind out of your sails, man. That makes you hang the head right there, that's for sure.
So the kickoff here from Mogel, and it is dropped there by Arnold, but he picks it up and gets it back across the 25-yard line before he is tackled. And Tri-Central will have 1:49 to work with right here.
Tri-Central isn't really known, as we talked about, to be a passing team, and with 1:49 left with only one timeout, see how they attack this remainder of the first half.
Again, the passing has been scarce here for Tri-Central. Owen Tolley with only 2 passes all night long, one of them an interception.
So what that means, if you're Tri-Central, you can't afford to get far behind.
Tolley on the pitch outside to Hinkle. He tries to turn the corner. That's the same play in the other direction that he got 57 yards out of on the previous drive. It doesn't go a whole lot that time, and now we get a flag on the play.
You know what? Here's the thing. But I think they're going to call this on Caden Davis. And to be honest, I want to see if they call this on Caden. Yeah, they call on Caden Davis. But to be honest, he was protecting himself on that. I don't like that call right there.
Let's take a look at the replay.
Watch at the end here. The guy's coming in at Caden Davis's lower body, and Caden just yeah, Caden just kind of takes him and throws him off of him. So I don't like that call at all.
Of course, depends on when the whistle was being blown at that particular time, but either way, that's going to be the call. It's going to be 15 yards and a first down here for Tri-Central. That's only the second penalty on Clinton Prairie all night.
It'll be. Yeah, I would love to be able to be in on the film session tomorrow for Clinton Prairie and see how the coaches address that situation, because I don't know what you really tell your player there. I mean, maybe if Caden doesn't kind of do the extra throwdown at the end, but I mean, what are you supposed to do on that play? You got to protect yourself on the field at all times.
So it's first down across the 40-yard line. Ball at the 43. Man in motion here for Tri-Central. The delayed handoff goes to Klein, and he goes nowhere. He's going to be pushed back behind the line of scrimmage. They'll blow the play dead, even though he is not tackled. That looks like it might be a tackle for loss on the play here, Chris.
Yeah, that Clinton Prairie defense, they get side to side really quick. So it is hard to get the ball outside of the ends of the defense of Clinton Prairie.
It's a loss of 2 yards. Back to the 40-yard line. It's a Clinton Prairie squad coming into the night that had 29 tackles for loss. They've already added to that total here this evening. Tolley back to throw, evades the pressure, fires down the field, and he's just out of the reach there of his receiver again, looking for Aaron Hoback.
Man, he was actually open on that play. If you can get that throw to him, that's going to be a big-time gainer.
Third down and long here for Tri-Central.
Tell you what, man, now you start looking at the clock if you're Prairie and you're like, oh, you know what? We get a stop here, we get a timeout. That may give us, some time to work with and maybe try something else
and
here.
It's interesting enough, this game has flown by up until this point. It has taken us probably about 10 or 15 minutes to wind 3 minutes off the clock here with how these teams have gone back and forth with each other over the last part of the second quarter, as the give goes up the gut, and maybe a gain of a yard on the play will bring up fourth down.
Yeah, so Prairie does it. They call a timeout.
And Hinkle on the carry. He's slow to get up, and it appears Tri-Central has called their final timeout here.
Wow, if Tri-Central calls that timeout, if you're Prairie, you're like, thanks. I mean, because now that saves one of yours. I mean, you have to imagine they have to punt here. I mean, you got to punt to kick that ball out of there. Now, if you're Prairie, do you go all-out punt block here to try to block this punt, or do you put on your best punt return to try to secure that ball and get it upfield? That would be the decision I think you have to make if you're Prairie.
That would certainly be a bold strategy, trying to go for the punt block with 47 seconds left in the second quarter here. Again, we're close to halftime, and already the scoring has been paramount from both of these squads.
We've seen some quick strikes too, so that's the thing is, 47 seconds, it'd be plenty of time to still score in this game.
The boom factor has certainly been very present here this evening at Clinton Prairie.
Wow.
So Tri-Central appears to be going for it here on 4th and 13.
How?
And now they're going to back up. It looks like we may get a pooch punt here. They're going. And another timeout. So the previous timeout was called by Clinton Prairie.
That makes sense.
And Tri-Central now calls their final timeout.
No, that makes sense. I was wondering why Central would have called the timeout after the third down play, but that makes total sense.
We didn't have a clear view of who called the last timeout from the officials, so now the timeout situation all taken care of here. But again, Tri-Central just looking out of sorts right there as the play clock was winding down here on 4th down and 13.
Yeah, I think if you're Tri-Central, you got to get in punt formation. You got to boot this ball out of there because you cannot afford to go for this and not pick it up and give Clinton Prairie the ball in the middle of the field. You got to try to kick this ball out and at least make them have to go as far as possible to score another touchdown.
Clinton Prairie held to just one score. This was a 7-7 ball game at the end of the first quarter. That's the other amazing thing right here with how this thing has exploded.
No kidding.
It was a 7-7 ball game at the end of quarter number 1. 5 touchdowns have been scored between these two, 4 of them by Clinton Prairie, and now we get a traditional punt formation right here as Owen Tolley will boot it away.
I think that's the correct play. That's a good job there.
And so that'll stop short right there at the 22-yard line. And if you're Clinton Prairie, I would imagine you just take a couple knees here and take this to the locker room.
That's what I would think. Maybe run a first down play here, and depending on what you do here, because you still have the one timeout left. I mean, there's no reason to leave that timeout on the board. So maybe run a first down play here. If you get a big gainer, then that may change your idea of what you want to do. If you don't, then you can just kneel it out.
So the big player for Clinton Prairie tonight has been Mackey, the quarterback. Stephen Mackey, who has accounted for 4 touchdowns of the 5 scored by the Gophers. And they're going to go to the air here. Is Clinton Prairie downfield, and it easily caught there by Davis. He turns it upfield, and another big play by the Gophers with time winding down in the first half. And Clinton Prairie is pouring it on here in this one.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. 77 yards, excuse me.
Wow.
And Caden Davis is saying, get off me. That was an unbelievable play there by the senior wide receiver.
And if you are Tri-Central, you cannot let that happen right there. Oh, that just punches you right in the gut.
I want to remind everybody again that this was a 7-7 ball game at the end of quarter number 1. Here's the replay again.
Mackey just throws it up. Davis turns into an athlete.
He got around double coverage to turn it upfield in that one.
And he showed his speed, got all the way to the end zone. Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
That is Caden Davis's second touchdown of the evening, his second reception as well. And he now has 87 yards receiving, which is the bulk of the passing yards so far from Stephen Mackey.
Well, Kurt, as you said, it was 7-7 at the end of the first quarter. At that time, I was not thinking that you're going to be in running clock territory.
I wasn't even going to begin to say it because of how this game has gone, but you're right.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, man, I'm glad I'm not a betting man. I mean, that's this kind of stuff. I would have bet lost everything I had if someone had asked me that question at the end of the first quarter. I mean, how did this happen?
And just to remind everybody, again, the rule is 35 points or greater in the second half means running clock. We have hit that threshold. And so with that being said, we are going to have a running clock to start the second half, or we need one more score, excuse me. But either way, it's going to get close to that threshold, 35 points. Wow.
It's amazing how quickly this has turned.
So Clinton Prairie is going to squib it here to get the clock moving. And Klein will bring it back.
Well, I think, if you're Tri-Central, I think you just kneel this thing down and get off the field. You got to go to the locker room somewhere, have a chat, try to figure something out.
So Tri-Central, with a tight formation here, they may be taking a knee here, just saying, hey, that's enough. Let's take this to the locker room, and that's what they are going to do. So that will wind out the play clock as well as the first half clock, it appears. And the Clinton Prairie offense is staying on the field, but that's not going to be the case at the moment as we get to halftime finally. 42-13 is your halftime score here. Clinton Prairie has opened the floodgates here in this one. We will catch our breath here and come back next here with the Day and Genda Funeral Home halftime show. Back in a moment here on the ISC Sports Network.
Frankfurt Eagles 976 has bingo every Wednesday night. Early birds beginning at 6 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 7 p.m. Packets are $25 and includes every game you need to play. They also have Saturday bingo the first Saturday of every month, with early birds starting at 4 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 5 p.m. Big game payouts each game with 3 to 4 chances to win different jackpot games each day. Great for individuals or groups because everyone enjoys winning lots of money. You must be 18 years or older to play.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable.
Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die.
Inconceivable.
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable.
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
Mulberry Telecommunications is proud to announce the next generation in awesome, Mintel TV. With the Mintel TV streaming app, you aren't confined to just your TV, but you need two things: high-speed fiber internet from Mulberry Telecommunications and a Mintel TV subscription. Available on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, Android TV, and more, with features that include Cloud DVR, Restart TV, Look Back options, and Pause Live TV. Mintel TV is definitely the next generation of awesome. Current customers call 765-296-2885 for your free upgrade. New customers visit Mintel.net to sign up today.
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds remaining. Fake players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it. Oh! That's the finish. You get a layup to take it. And an and one. Fly ball. Out of here.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Meet Henry. Henry is hip. Henry loves the new Mintel TV streaming app. And check out Helen. With features like Cloud DVR, Restart, and Look Back TV, Helen never misses her favorite shows. And this? Well, this is Bob. Bob can't contain his excitement for the new Mintel TV streaming app. Bob is proving that you actually can teach an old dog new tricks. What do you say, Bob? Does the Mintel TV app get a thumbs up? All right, Bobby-o. Mintel TV, the next generation of awesome. Upgrade today.
Hey there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
Derek, do you know what we do not have in common with Ted Lasso?
What's that, Jake?
We made it beyond 3 seasons.
Oh, we're going to make it like 30, 40, 50 seasons. As long as your heart holds out, that is. Query and Schultz every Tuesday night. You can watch it right here on the ISC Sports Network, on our YouTube channel, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, X, podcast, whatever it is. Just call it whatever you want.
Twitter doesn't exist.
Just make sure Tuesday nights, Query and Schultz, 7:30, all season long right here on the ISC Sports Network.
We outlasted Twitter.
We did.
Welcome back to Clinton Prairie. It is a cloudy and cool night for some high school football, and it is certainly not cool. It is warm for Clinton Prairie. They are up 42-13 over Tri-Central here on the ISC Sports Network. Welcome in to the Day and Genda Funeral halftime show, putting family first. Alongside Chris Walker, I'm Kurt Darling. Chris, it's that was probably the biggest turnaround from quarter one to quarter two I have seen in a lot of years calling high school football.
Yeah, Kurt, I'll tell you, I mean, fans, if you were with us the first quarter and then you left after the first quarter and went to have some dinner and you came back, you are looking at the correct score. There has been a lot of scoring for Clinton Prairie since that first quarter ended. I mean, I can't believe what's taking place in the second quarter. But like you said, it's 42-13 now. If you're Tri-Central, you got to find a way to regroup, and you got to come out. You're going to get the ball first coming out of the half. You got to have a productive first drive to try to get yourself back in this game.
Just to put that turnaround in perspective for those of you just joining us, it was a 7-7 ball game at the end of the first quarter. 2 scores, 1 for each team. Then we go on an explosion in the second quarter. 6 touchdowns scored by both teams, 5 of them by Clinton Prairie. 1 of them a kickoff return for a touchdown by Kai Jacobs, and then also a 77-yard passing catch from Stephen Mackey to Caden Davis. That's just goes to show you how the boom factor has really come into a play here for the Gophers here to end that first half.
Yeah, when you make big plays, man, it can really change things really quickly, and that's what we've seen, in the last 5 minutes or so in that second quarter. Just really impressive turnaround by Clinton Prairie.
Indeed it has been. We got 10 minutes here left before the end of halftime here, and needless to say, if you're Tri-Central, you certainly have had some bright spots. You passed the ball twice, once for 62 yards, which ended up setting up a touchdown. But still, they've been able to get the ball down the field. But if you're the defense, how do you overcome that kind of boom factor from Clinton Prairie?
Yeah, I mean, you got to find a way to stop giving up the big play, right? I mean, we've seen their defense be stout. I mean, heck, the first 6 offensive plays for Clinton Prairie, I think they had, a negative 3 yards total? So they showed they can do some things positively on defense. You got to find a way to stop the big play.
Indeed you do. We'll figure out how that goes going into the second half. We'll take another quick timeout. Don't go anywhere. Highlights from that first half coming at you next right here on the ISC Sports Network.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 160,000 participants here in Indiana who take part in high school sports.
Many communities in rural America are often overlooked as underserved. These communities are being left behind due to lack of internet and access to state-of-the-art technology. That's why Mulberry Telecommunications provides rural broadband services and technology and is growing their presence in north central Indiana. Because every community deserves infrastructure and beyond. To learn more, contact us today.
Frankfurt Eagles 976. Serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfurt Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more information on who we are and what we do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfurt Eagles at 408 North Main Street, Frankfurt, Indiana.
Halftime here at Clinton Prairie, 42-13 your halftime score. The Gophers on top of the Tri-Central Trojans. Chris Walker, Kurt Darling with you. Chris, let's take a look at some halftime highlights brought to you by Mintel Fiber. Fast time. Needless to say, it was a quick go here for Clinton Prairie on defense.
Yeah, that was the interception there by Jacob Wilson that really sparked the offense, as crazy as that sounds. Once they got that interception, that kind of woke up the offense, and you see this pass, first touchdown there to Caden Davis, and that really got him going.
And then after that, Tri-Central was able to come back here with a big run here from Hinkle.
Yeah, he's been a good player. He's been a bright spot for Tri-Central so far.
Again, Gatlin Hinkle was able to really get things going on this particular play here, which set up an eventual touchdown run by Hinkle from about 2 yards out. And then that would make it 7-7. And then, as we've mentioned a whole lot of times here, That would be the score at the end of quarter number 1. Then go ahead and go to quarter number 2. This is where things really started to gel here for the Gophers.
Yeah, there goes bowling ball Seth Whitlock, and he's doing his thing. And then you see the option to him here. He gets another big gain. Just really doing what his team needs for him to do. Then you see the pass. Oh, that's right. That was the turnover there.
And again, yeah, Clinton Prairie has not been without fault tonight. They already have a couple turnovers. One of those was that fumble right there. And then Kai Jacobs, was able to get things right back on track for the Gophers on their next possession with that touchdown.
Yeah, Kai Jacobs had a couple long touchdowns, like a 47-yarder and I believe a 75-yarder later in the second half, and he's been really impressive.
And this is one of the few positive passing plays for Tri-Central tonight. That was out to Aaron Hoback. That was for 62 yards.
We've talked about Aaron Hoback. I think they should use him more. He's got good size out there on the outside. Get him down the field and throw it up to him.
And then Hunter Haynes has been a name that we've mentioned on defense. He had that forced fumble right there. That's the first of 2 that he's had tonight. He would have a subsequent fumble recovery later on. And then this was an interesting flea flicker there from Davis to Jarbo, and he goes all the way to the house.
Yeah, Braden Jarbo received that ball in the flea flicker, and he took it right down the sideline for the touchdown. Another fumble there.
And again, Hunter Haynes on the fumble recovery, as we mentioned before.
Johnny on the spot.
And that would set up this designed run by Mackey to take it in himself for the only rushing touchdown. There's only been 1 rushing touchdown all game long here tonight from 2 teams that primarily run the ball, as we see right here from this touchdown run by Jacob Klein to at least get it back to close anyway, but still the Gophers would end up scoring 3 times in the last 3 minutes. This particular kickoff return for a touchdown by Kai Jacobs.
Yeah, Kai Jacobs just got that kickoff return, and we couldn't believe our eyes when we saw this happening in real time, and that was just a backbreaker.
And then what even broke the back even more was this pass to Davis.
Yeah, Caden Davis just turned into an athlete. Mackey lofts it up to him, he catches it, makes it move back to the inside of the field, and takes it all the way to the house for the touchdown, and that was the final touchdown for him, but good Lord. I mean, it's just a really impressive showing there by Clinton Prairie in the second quarter.
Davis taking his 6'3", 190-pound frame to the house right there. We'll take another quick timeout. We'll have some stats for you coming up here going into the second half. You're watching the ISC Sports Network.
The Command IQ app helps me manage the Wi-Fi in every room of the house however I want. Like this room, where my wife talks to her friends in her book club every week. She's my best friend.
Time out. Have you seen the abs on the latest Bachelor? My husband used to have abs, but now he just has flabs. I don't know. Now, he says he works out, but I think...
It's not a book club meeting, it's a make fun of me meeting. Well, what happens in book club doesn't always stay in book club. So...
Oh. Darla? Honey, my Wi-Fi is down. That never happens.
Well, that's strange. Well, we'll see if we can get someone to come fix it next month.
Okay, but what am I supposed to do about book club?
I don't know. Maybe read a book? Command IQ, you're my new best friend.
Wabash has the lead for the first time today. Said that was going to be a highlight reel. Oh, baby. Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this
remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Back here at halftime at Clinton Prairie High School, it is 42-13. The Gophers on top of the Trojans here on the ISC Sports Network. Alongside Chris Walker, I'm Kurt Darling. Chris, some halftime stats here for you. Just taking a look at how things have shaken out for Tri-Central. Even though they've only scored 13 points, they've been able to move the ball somewhat efficiently overall. They have 62 yards through the air, but 134 yards on the ground as a team. Meanwhile, for Clinton Prairie, I don't think I've ever seen this ratio before. Clinton Prairie has 190 yards through the air, only 58 yards rushing, which is a team that usually goes vice versa in that regard.
Yeah, it's really strange to see them with so many yards through the air versus on the ground. I would have to imagine you'll see more yardage on the ground here in the second half, but that is an interesting first half.
Overall, Stephen Mackey has been the star of the show for the Gophers, even though he has spread the ball out to a lot of his different players that he has available around him. Davis with 2 receiving touchdowns. Jacobs has also accounted for 2 touchdowns, one through the air on a 47-yard pass from Mackey, as well as a kickoff return for a touchdown. And then Jarbo also has that flea flicker pass for a touchdown, and then Mackey has a rushing touchdown on the ground as well. 3 turnovers forced by Clinton Prairie on Tri-Central in that first half, 2 fumbles and 1 interception.
Yeah, and again, you got to be able to, if you're Tri-Central, have to find a way to eliminate the big play. I mean, if you're Clinton Prairie, you just got to get the ball back and keep doing what you're doing, right? I mean, it's been a tale of 2 quarters. I mean, I'm really perplexed at how this game changed and how quickly it changed. But again, if you're Tri-Central, you come back out, reestablish yourself, and try to change the tune in this game.
Usually hear the cliche, a tale of 2 halves.
Yeah.
Don't think I've ever heard the cliche tale of 2 quarters, because it certainly applies here with this one, with how this game has changed quite radically from the first quarter to the second quarter. The halftime show tonight has been brought to you by Day and Genda Funeral Home, putting family first. We'll take another final timeout. The second half coming at you at the other end of it. Back in a moment here on the ISC Sports Network.
Sometimes it's tough being a dad. Kids grow up fast. Hey, girls. Oh, love it.
Dad, what are you doing?
I'm TikToking.
Is he serious?
Don't even want me around anymore. You know when I first started noticing it? When I stopped getting hugs. Hugs mean a lot to a dad. So, with Command IQ, I found a way to get the hugs back. Watch.
Dad, the Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, let me see if I can fix it.
It's back. Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
With Command IQ, you can bring the hugs back.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable!
Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die.
Inconceivable!
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable!
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
Meet Henry. Henry is hip. Henry loves the new Mintel TV streaming app. And check out Helen. With features like Cloud DVR, Restart, and Look Back TV, Helen never misses her favorite shows. And this is Bob. Bob can't contain his excitement for the new Mintel TV streaming app. Bob is proving that you actually can teach an old dog new tricks. What do you say, Bob? Does the Mintel TV app get a thumbs up? All right, Bobby-o. Mintel TV, the next generation of awesome, upgrade today.
Finally, time for quarter number 3 here in this matchup in the Hoosier Heartland Conference between Tri-Central and Clinton Prairie. The Gophers on top of the Trojans here on the ISC Sports Network, 42-13. 13. This third quarter is brought to you by South Fork Restaurant. Dine in or carry out. The South Fork Restaurant is known for daily lunch and dinner specials. Fresh, never frozen whole catfish, hand-battered tenderloins, and award-winning onion rings. The kitchen is open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Come join us at 105 South Glick Street in Mulberry, Indiana, or visit southforkpub.com for our latest menu options.
Sounds like some good eating to me, man.
Certainly made me hungry. Alongside Chris Walker, I'm Kurt Darling. Chris, getting set for the second half here. What are you looking for?
Well, you got to get a good drive here to start the game. Let's start the second half off if you're Tri-Central. You got to find a way. I don't care how you do it. If you're going to do it on special teams, do it on offense, you got to get the ball in the end zone. It's quite very simple.
And now here's a good run back on the kickoff by Jacob Klein. And again, you want your good play to happen, but now if you're a Tri-Central, it's a matter of cashing in on said good play. That's been a struggle for them tonight.
Yeah, really good return there to get your second half started. Let's see if you can capitalize and really finish and push this ball across the goal line.
So again, Owen Tolley, the sophomore quarterback here for Tri-Central. Again, he is 1 for 2 on the night with an interception and 62 yards passing. So the ball at the 47-yard line to start things off here. Good starting position for the Trojans. Man in motion, and on the sweeping handoff, it is the first handoff to Archer tonight. And he gets across midfield for a gain of 3. As you can hear the wind starting to whip a little bit there here at Clinton Prairie High School. And again, it's been kind of more fall-like weather here today, to say the least, after it's been really hot at the beginning of the week. We only had a high in the low 70s today, but needless to say, temperatures are hovering right around the low 60s here at Clinton Prairie.
Getting close to my favorite time of the year when you can wear hoodies all the time. Man, I'm on a sweatshirt weather.
Pitch this time to Klein. He switches hands, nearly fumbles the ball as he gets out across the line of scrimmage, and he picks up a couple yards.
Nice run there by Jacob Klein. Makes a manageable, fairly manageable third down here. Let's see what Tri-Central elects to do.
It's a gain of 2 on the play. It'll bring up about third down and a long 4 yards. Tri-Central trying to stop the bleeding here to open this second half. Back to pass, looking along the sideline. It is caught and nearly picked off, and it falls incomplete. Yeah. Looking for the receiver, Isaiah Fowler, that time. And Haynes, once again right there on the coverage. He's been up the gut and in coverage. He breaks up that pass to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, that's another one that looked like Fowler tried to advance up the field before corralling that ball. You really need to make that catch to get that first down. But they're going to go for it here, which is, I think, probably the right move. See what happens.
4th down here for the Trojans. And now we're going to get an early timeout. Wow. And it's going to be taken by Tri-Central. So a timeout taken here by the Trojans already. And correction on that. It's actually a Clinton Prairie timeout, even though the officials pointed towards Tri-Central. It was a Clinton Prairie timeout taken. So Clinton Prairie not happy with the personnel they had on defense there on that one.
That would make sense because the mannerisms that I saw the defensive coordinator exhibiting would state that Clinton Prairie called that timeout.
So again, Shane Arnold, the head coach of Tri-Central in his 6th season as the head coach. And also on the coaching staff for Coach Schlicker here for Clinton Prairie, Sean Wines. the former head coach at Clinton Prairie, is now back on the coaching staff to help out this team here for the Gophers. Here is a big 4th down here for Tri-Central. Back to pass. Firing across the numbers. Caught by Hoback. A big 4th down conversion. And both players kind of colliding with each other, and they are hurt right there.
Yeah, interesting play there, how they got hurt.
And that is Braden Jarbo, who appears to have gotten hit in a very sensitive area, I'll say. But meanwhile, Aaron Hoback is still on the ground after taking a pretty good shot there from Jarbo in coverage. But what a grab there by Hoback, his 2nd catch of the night.
It's just a slant route here, thrown to the wide receiver, and easy pitch and catch there. I think Jarbo may have gotten kicked, maybe, and I'm not sure what happened.
And it looked like Hoback's knee buckled in a very awkward way right there as he was being taken down, but he's going to be able to walk off under his own power, which is certainly a good sign. But nevertheless, that was a heck of a pass and catch, 17 yards and a 1st down for Tri-Central.
And those are those plays where if you're the defender, you're the cornerback there, and you got the wide receiver out there, I guess it was still to the short side of the field. I would be on an inside shade, and I would not allow the receiver to cut across my face. I would make you throw the fade route, which is more a lower percentage play than the slant there.
So Tolley with a fresh set of downs here, deep in Clinton Prairie territory. Here is the pitch this time, as Klein is unable to go nowhere, and
Richardson.
You had Colby Richardson holding them right at the line of scrimmage as Klein appeared to almost break away from the tackle here, but just hanging on with a little bit of help as well from Jacob Wilson.
Colby Richardson is a really good football player. He's got sticky fingers, I like to call him. And once he gets his hands on you, he does not let go. I mean, he is a sure tackler.
Well, after all that, it's still a gain of a yard right there by Klein. 2nd down and 9. Delayed handoff to Klein again. It's nearly stripped out of his hands, and he runs right into a wall of tacklers there from the Gophers. One of them, Hunter Haynes, who again has had his name called several times tonight on defense here for the Gophers.
Yeah, he's been really, really good. I think there was 35 in there as well. Braxton Nail. Been waiting to say that name all night, right? That's a tremendous football name.
3rd down and a long 8 yards here for Tri-Central. Tolley feeling the pressure, looks towards the end zone. Hoback nearly comes up with it. It's bobbled up and falls incomplete.
Yeah, Hoback had a chance to catch that ball there in traffic.
And a well-thrown ball here by Tolley, but just running right into the coverage.
Oh.
As you saw Whitlock in on that right there, and a attaboy right there from Hoback to Whitlock between competitors, as now it's 4th down and long.
Wouldn't be surprised if you see a similar play here again. Try to get Hoback outside. Oh, no, they're
and we're going to get a field goal. So a
wow.
field goal for the first time here tonight is going to be taken by the quarterback, Owen Tolley.
Short.
And it is going to be well short as he gets underneath it, but can't quite get the yardage to get to the goalpost. So after all as that is said and done, Tri-Central moves the ball, but again, they can't cash in on a really good play to start things off.
Ran some time off the clock, but they just couldn't cash in, and now you're in a situation where if Clinton Prairie does score, you're looking at the running clock situation.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Frankfort Eagles 976, serving the community since 1905 with over 900 members locally. Frankfort Eagles also has offered everything to someone as well, but also for more information on who they are and what they do, visit f.o.e.com or stop by Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street in Frankfort. So So the first possession of the second half here for the Gophers goes nowhere on that first play as you see Hinkle in on the tackle.
Good job there by Hinkle. It's two-way duties in there making a tackle in the backfield. That's a nice tackle for loss there.
So that'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. Again, Clinton Prairie does not have a whole lot of rushing yards tonight, which is certainly a surprise. They now have only 54 on the ground after that play. But still they have 190 through the air. That's Hinkle's second tackle for loss on the night as they get it outside again. Down the field goes Braden Jarbo. He turns the corner on the wheel route and takes it all the way to the house. 84 yards.
Wow.
The boom play factor puts us right at the 35-point threshold.
Wow.
So pending this PAT, we will have a running clock. Jarbo with his second touchdown of the night. 2 for Davis, 2 for Jacobs, and now 2 for Jarbo. Each receiver getting fed plentifully by the arm of Stephen Mackey tonight.
Gotta love that.
And the PAT is through the uprights and good. It is 49-13. We'll take a timeout. Back in a moment here on the ISC Sports Network.
Frankfurt Eagles 976 has bingo every Wednesday night. Early birds beginning at 6 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 7 p.m. Packets are $25 and includes every game you need to play. They also have Saturday bingo the first Saturday of every month, with early birds starting at 4 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 5 p.m. Big game payouts each game with 3 to 4 chances to win different jackpot games each day. Great for individuals or groups because everyone enjoys winning lots of money. You must be 18 years or older to play.
49-13. We will have a running clock here once the ball is kicked off here by the Clinton Prairie Gophers. Alongside Chris Walker, I'm Kurt Darling. Chris, let's take a look at this replay. Certainly a heck of a play here on the wheel route outside to Jarbo.
Yeah, just a simple wheel route to Jarbo, and he makes one guy miss, and after that, it's clean sailing to the end zone. I mean, I just don't know what else to say about it.
This is a new career high passing for Stephen Mackey, the senior. With that play, that puts him well over 250 yards passing, along with 5 passing touchdowns.
Yeah, you wonder how much more he'll be able to add to that, though, before he's taken out of this game. So we'll see that as this game continues.
Clinton Prairie trying to move to 4-0 on the year. And if they do that, they certainly keep pace with the upper echelon of the Hoosier Heartland Conference, mainly Carroll as well as Sheridan. Also, Eastern Greentown getting a conference opening win just a week ago. On the return here is Archer for Tri-Central, and he gets it past the 35-yard line. And so there goes the clock. It is running, as you can see. It will not stop unless indicated by the crew chief for the officials. And we are rolling here as Clinton Prairie now in closeout mode already here, midway through the third quarter, I would say.
Yes, they are. Let's see what Tolley's got in mind here. Starting in the empty backfield out of the shotgun.
Tolley back to pass. Over the middle, overthrows his wide open receiver, Jayton Archer. If he makes that catch, he is going for 6.
Yes, he is. Man, he's wide open. How did he get that way?
That's only the 5th pass all night. In fact, only the 2nd incompletion. Either way, it wouldn't have happened anyway because it's going to be a holding call on Tri-Central, so that will back them up 10 yards anyway.
Tell you what, if I'm Tri-Central, I'm running that same play again right now. I mean, I don't know. That was a completely blown coverage there because he was wide open.
Penalties have sure been sparse tonight, only 6 between the two teams.
Tolly's in the shotgun again.
And he's going to go on the designed keeper. And he gains at least some of that penalty yardage back. He falls forward for maybe a gain of 5. Clinton Prairie, has won 22 games since 1994 in this series. Between regular season and postseason meetings, these two teams have faced each other in the postseason 5 times, with Clinton Prairie winning 4 of them. Tolley, again back to pass. Short pass over the middle, and it's intercepted. Davis, already with 2 touchdowns tonight, receiving on offense, makes another catch, and it's actually going to be Jacobs on the interception, Kai Jacobs.
That's a good play there, but I'll tell you, if Tolley gets that ball up, he's got a receiver that's breaking wide open over the middle of the field.
That is the 4th turnover on the night by Tri-Central. And they're going to call it incomplete, actually, so it is not an interception. Is there a flag on the play? It looks like there might have been a penalty. So if there was a penalty before the interception against Clinton Prairie, that negates the interception.
Yeah, we didn't see what the penalty was, but it was obviously...
Either way, it's a first down for Tri-Central, so the drive continues. Tolley gives it off this time to Klein. And he gets across midfield. Klein had only 9 carries on the whole season coming in tonight. He has already matched that number here tonight.
Wow.
That's a gain of 6. It'll bring up 2nd down and 4.
Man, this running clock, it's amazing how quickly it just, that time runs off.
Certainly puts it in perspective of how much time you save by incomplete passes as well as going out of bounds.
That's true.
Klein is able to punch his way up the gut, and he's good for a first down.
What I love about it in this running clock situation is you watch the officials, they still have to go through their mechanics. So after a play, even like a first down, the official comes and blows his whistle, and he's stopping the clock. He's giving the signal to stop the clock, but obviously you don't stop the clock in this with this 35-point lead. So it's really strange.
I believe that's what we call force of habit.
Yes. Yes.
Tolley gives it off again to Klein, and he gets stuffed in the backfield.
Guess who?
And that is Levi Osler with a tackle for loss.
It's an impressive football player. I think Purdue's defensive line is kind of struggling right now. I mean, could use him tomorrow night.
Osler standing 6'4", 235 pounds on that defensive line there for the Gophers. So he gets another tackle for loss this season. That is now his 11th. He has 2 on the night. And the pitch outside is to Hinkle. He has it and then fumbles it out of bounds. So it will stay with Tri-Central.
He never really could corral it there. He never caught that clean to get going. Good thing is it kind of bounded out of bounds, and so really nothing hurt there.
It's a 2-yard gain on that bouncing ball out of bounds because it was a pitch backwards, which means it is a live ball. So you go out of bounds from where the ball goes out of bounds. Still 3rd down and 10 with 90 seconds left to go here in the 3rd. Tolley looking towards the end zone. Triple coverage and right through the arms of Seth Whitlock, looking for his second interception of the night. And it falls incomplete.
Yeah, Seth was right there. The ball just went right through his hands there, trying to get that interception.
So here's 4th down, and Tolley will punt it away. So it's certainly been a long night for Tri-Central after things started quite promisingly for the Trojans.
Kind of surprised of why you'd punt there.
Either way, it's a punt inside the 20-yard line,
punt.
so that's a good punt there from Tolley. Will set the Gophers up deep in their own territory. So while we have a moment, tonight's game is brought to you by Day and Ginda Funeral Home, where they believe in putting family first. An active member of the community, they know that when dealing with a loss, seeing a familiar face and being treated like family is important. Day and Ginda Funeral Home will serve your family in a unique way and a loving way, and to be the family you need. For more information about the services Day and Ginda Funeral Home offers, please visit dayandginda.com. That'll take us to the end of quarter number 4. Back in a moment here on the ISC Sports Network.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Hey there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
Derek, do you know what we do not have in common with Ted Lasso?
What's that, Jake?
We made it beyond 3 seasons.
Oh, we're going to make it like 30, 40, 50 seasons. As long as your heart holds out, that is. Query and Schultz every Tuesday night. You can watch it right here on the ISC Sports Network, on our YouTube channel, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, X, podcast, whatever it is. Just call it whatever you want.
Twitter doesn't exist.
Just make sure Tuesday nights, Query and Schultz, 7:30, all season long right here on the ISC Sports Network.
We outlasted Twitter.
We did.
The 4th and final quarter here on the ISC Sports Network, and we're also starting to get a little bit of precipitation here tonight. Some spotty showers have been moving through all of week long, and needless to say, Clinton Prairie is no exception to that rule, but still, good thing they got all of their scoring in before Mother Nature decided to intervene here. Chris Walker, they're up 49-13.
Yeah, you got a running clock situation here. That third quarter went by really fast. Clinton Prairie has been in control of this game since the second quarter, and so just been an impressive turnaround by Clinton Prairie.
Again, we are in a running clock here once they snap the ball. And the handoff will go to Seth Whitlock, who, believe it or not here, Chris, has had a quiet night, all things considered, just because of the throwing prowess that Stephen Mackey and his company of wide receivers have really put on here this evening.
I have to imagine you're going to see Seth Whitlock get an opportunity to pick up a good amount of yards in this last fourth quarter, because I just can't see him passing the ball very much anymore.
Again, a big night passing here for Stephen Mackey. Well over 250 yards passing as Whitlock will turn his legs, and that'll be good for a first down.
2 good hard runs there by Seth Whitlock.
And that's a 9-yard gain for the senior running back.
He's going to be wondering what's going on. He says, man, we're winning big like this. Normally I'm a big reason of why we're doing it, and tonight he hasn't had much opportunity.
He'll certainly have a little bit more right here, as you mentioned here, as Whitlock came into the night as the lead back from the backfield. 237 yards on the ground. He'll add a lot more to that here as he keeps moving up here, but it's no gain on the play here on this, bringing up second down. You can hear that wind again as well. It is really starting to pick up here as got some rain moving through here as we move through this final quarter. .274 yards officially through the air for Mackey tonight.
It's a good day.
That is a new career high for him. to go along with 5 passing touchdowns.
Wow.
Again, Whitlock on the carry, and he goes nowhere with it. He's stuffed.
Now that Tri-Central defense is looking like they looked in that first quarter.
Again, Tri-Central, they bring a lot of size on that front line. Tate Straben, number 67 there, one of the lead tacklers as well, along with Jonathan DeWeese and Jimmy Rincon, who has certainly been impressive tonight. But Clinton Prairie using what they are known for, and that is speed, to really negate that power up front. Third down and long here for the Gophers. They pitch it out here to Jarbo. He tries to turn the corner, and he gets tackled behind the line. The initial hit there by Aaron Hoback, who's back into the ball game after tweaking his knee earlier on offense.
Yeah, good thing that we're seeing him back out in the football field here.
So Tri-Central, with the result looking apparent right now, will likely drop to 1-3 on the year, as they will go into next week in the middle of a 3-game road stand. They'll be taking on the Oracles of Delphi, who are facing Carroll tonight.
Wonder what the score of that game is right now.
It's certainly tough if you're Tri-Central, playing only 2 of your first 5 games at home to start the season. They were on the road at West Dell just a week ago. That was a 26-6 win. As we have a whistle on the play here, as the Gophers are setting up to punt, we get a flag. They're going to have to back up 5 yards, it looks like, on a delay of game. But then if you're the Trojans, you go on the road here to Clinton Prairie, and then at Delphi, and then at Carroll. So that is a meat grinder of a road schedule right there if you're Tri-Central. Again, closing off that road stand against the number 3 team in 1A, the impressive Carroll Cougars, who have been averaging 61 points per game in their first 3 games.
You know, the other impressive stat I saw in doing some research on that game was I think I saw like they're averaging like 47 minutes of offensive possession time.
That is correct. Block punt here and almost tucked inside. It's going to be recovered by Tri-Central.
That's awesome.
What a play right there by the Trojans. Davis was looking to punt the ball away. It's blocked and recovered by Hinkle, and it'll be 1st and goal here for Tri-Central.
It's a great play by Tri-Central there. Need something, get a good feeling back in him.
So we had to interject that thought process right there for a really good play by Tri-Central as we take a look at the replay on this. Great penetration there, and it is Rincon on the block.
You know, I'm glad to really see that for Rincon, because if you remember back in the first quarter, in the first possession, he had that roughing the kicker penalty that caused his team to have to get back out in the field for 3 extra plays.
And now on the pitch to try and get it into the end zone here is Klein, and he gets into the end zone for a saving grace touchdown right here for Tri-Central. And so here late, it has certainly not been without trying on offense here for Tri-Central, but it's certainly hard to negate the fact that Clinton Prairie really exploded like they did on offense.
Yes, they did. That was a good play there by Jacob Klein, getting that end zone. Get a good feeling. You know, whenever you're on the football field, you're putting something on tape, you want it to be something positive. See Tri-Central going for 2 here.
So they'll try and make up for that missed PAT that they had earlier, and they are not going to get into the end zone, so it will remain 49-19. Let's take a look at this touchdown again here.
So pitch there to Mr. Klein. He chooses his spot, gets right in that end zone there for the touchdown.
Klein with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. He is leading the team in that regard. And now we'll have another kickoff here back to the Gophers. But as you were mentioning there, Chris, about talking about Carroll and the rest of the conference here, Carroll is in fact averaging 47 minutes of time of possession per game, which is absolutely insane.
I mean, aren't there 48 minutes in a game? I mean, it just seems so strange. And then I think they're averaging like 60 points a game. So, I mean, you're talking about just an offensive onslaught. I mean, you can't do anything against those guys right now.
So the Cougars taking on the Delphi Oracles tonight in what is known as the Battle of the Bacon Skillet.
I wouldn't mind having some bacon in the morning, I tell you that much.
I wouldn't mind having some bacon right now, to be quite honest.
I'm actually going to go home and have a pizza with some bacon and some ham on it anyway, so I'm going to have my share when I get home.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Ardente Dental, which offers high-tech dentistry with a personal touch, whether you're a brand new patient or have been with us for years. We're here to serve you. Give us a call at 765-654-7222 or visit us online at ardentedental.com. Ardente Dental, we bring smiles to your life. So the kickoff, again late in this one with a running clock. And this time it is Jacobs to bring it back out to the 35-yard line.
You know, Kurt, I mentioned this last week in the game I did in Frankfurt. I understand the 35-point lead in the running clock situation. I don't think I'm a fan of. I think as long as the game is outside of 35 points, if it's 35 points or greater, I think you can keep the clock running. But I think if the team condenses that lead, I think the clock should go back to a normal game clock because it eliminates the opportunity for one of those crazy miracle comebacks when you do this. Because with a running clock, it just goes by so fast, you just have no time to do anything.
Again, the running clock rule implemented about 5 or 6 years ago by the IHSAA to, again, kind of speed games along that might be too far out of reach for certain teams. But, of course, we have certainly seen crazier things happen as the second team offense here for Clinton Prairie getting some reps as Wilson will go on the carry there.
But just think of how quickly, think of the second quarter. Think how quickly we saw Clinton Prairie put up all those touchdowns. You know, who's to say that Tri-Central can do the same thing here in the fourth quarter, but there's no chance they'd be able to do it with a running clock, right?
There's certainly some logic behind that thought process here as the running clock certainly benefiting Clinton Prairie at the moment as we tick down to the final 4 minutes here of this one. And you mentioned that second quarter, 6 touchdowns scored between both teams, 5 of them by Clinton Prairie as Jacobs punches across midfield and has enough for a first down and a lot more.
Nice run there by Jacobs. Talking about hitting the hole, hitting it hard.
About a 15-yard scamper right there by Jacobs. So we've talked about Tri-Central's schedule. Let's take a look at Clinton Prairie. Again, they'll move to 4-0 on the year, and heck of a time to be 4-0 as they go on the road to Sheridan next week, which will be a very good game, to say the least, in the Hoosier Heartland Conference. Here's Mackey again on the design to keeper. In fact, Sheridan was able to clinch the Hoosier Heartland Conference Championship last year, going 7-0 in conference play on what was a missed field goal in the final game of the season against Carroll that came up short into some stiff wind from the Cougars.
How many years now has Coach Wright been at Sheridan?
58 years.
Wow.
His first season at Sheridan was in 1966.
Wow.
I went down a rabbit hole this week looking up that stat.
11 years before I was born.
I'm not even going to begin to say how many years that was before I was born.
No kidding. Wow, that's impressive. That's really awesome. Really awesome that he has a passion and love of the sport and the school to do it for that long.
As we take into the final 2 minutes. Meanwhile, Coach Kurt Schlicker going to be getting his 9th career win here at Clinton Prairie, his 11th overall in his 5-year career as a head coach. Whitlock on the carry right there. He goes nowhere. And Clinton Prairie will also get their 23rd win in this series dating back to 1994.
Number 52, Connor Calloway came running off the sidelines very late in that play, and he ran himself right into a tackle on that play. You don't see that very often.
That's what we call running into a brick wall. So Clinton Prairie going to let the clock wind as much as it can. And now we have a flag on the play, which will stop things up. Tonight's game has been brought to you by Healthy Communities of Clinton County. The coalition is committed to reducing the risk factors contributing to chronic disease, including health disparities, by decreasing stigma and encouraging policy, system, and environmental changes. The vision of Healthy Communities is to make the healthy choice the easy choice. For more information, visit healthyclintoncounty.org. That's only the 3rd penalty all game long on Clinton Prairie.
Really clean game for them.
Clean game for both of these teams, all things considered. 7 total penalties by my count. And now we'll get a timeout by Clinton Prairie, which will stop the clock, I believe.
Well,
it's going to keep going.
But it's not.
It's not supposed to. They're going to officially stop the clock here. So they're going to put 9 seconds on the clock here as Clinton Prairie will get a final timeout here. Likely to make some substitutions here maybe, just to put some housekeeping to bed here on this one.
You know, the running clock makes it really hard on the clock operator because you're not sure when you're supposed to stop the clock or not. I mean, the officials were emphatically trying to get them to stop the clock, but he's like, what do I do? Do I stop it or not?
So Clinton Prairie, which is this is one of the amazing things about this particular school whenever I call, is the fact that they have never won a sectional championship ever in school history. They're in sectional 42 this year, and they go up against the likes of North Vermilion, Park Tudor, Fountain Central, Attica, Covington, and Clinton Central. Park Tudor has dominated that sectional over the last few seasons or so. And so, needless to say, they always have their hands full with whoever they're facing in that sectional going into the postseason. But nevertheless, based on what we've seen tonight here, Chris, this is a Clinton Prairie team that can compete with anybody in the conference.
Yeah, they're playing really well, and as we saw, they can really strike quickly. I mean, they really turned this game upside down in the second quarter, and it hasn't been the same since.
So with all the personnel in, they take the final knee, and that'll take us to the conclusion of this one. Final score, 49-19. Clinton Prairie knocks off Tri-Central to move to 4-0 on the season. And now it's time to award our Frankfort Eagles Clinton County Player of the Game. And Chris, needless to say, there are many players who could qualify for this. One namely would be Stephen Mackey. He was the facilitator of many of the scores tonight. But we are going to go with Kai Jacobs tonight. He had a kickoff return for a touchdown as well as a passing touchdown from 77 yards out. Heck of a night for him tonight here for this team.
Yeah, Kai was impressive. Had a 47-yard touchdown catch and said like 75-plus yard kickoff return that really busted things open in that second quarter. So congratulations to Kai Jacobs.
Also, congratulations to our ISC Sports Network crew for doing an excellent job tonight. Sean Walker and company doing an excellent job making sure we were on the air tonight with the game with everyone, as always. Chris Walker, a pleasure working with you tonight as well, my friend.
Thank you, sir. Always great.
Tonight's game has been brought to you by Frankfort Eagles 976. They are people helping people. Also by Day and Genda Funeral Home, proud supporters of high school athletics in Clinton and Carroll County. By Healthy Communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. And by Mulberry Telecommunications. Mintel Fiber Services offer the best gig in town. Final score once again, 49-19. Clinton Prairie gets the job done over Tri-Central. For Chris Walker, I'm Kurt Darling, saying so long till next time. You've been watching high school football here on the ISC Sports Network.
Frankfort Eagles 976, serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfort Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more information on who we are and what we do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street, Frankfort, Indiana.